shall see indeed. Alrighty, so first thing we should always be looking at is what is our team comp, and that will help us to figure out our roles. So like we talked about the other day, um, you still want to go through those steps, and in comp you're just thinking about what can I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is our with this comp? What are we good at?
Well, we got Baptiste puts out a lot of healing.
Mhm.
And double shield. Uh, so we can really take up a lot of damage. Uh, our Hanzo can do longer distance. And break some shields pretty well. Torb, I don't really know why we were running Torb, but I guess he has the advantage of if they run a Pharah, the the turret auto locks on.
Mhm.
Um, and he can zone out. So I guess this could run for defense and just holding down sort of like a bunker
Yep.
of a never-ending shield.
Yep. It's really good at just kind of standing in one place and just chilling. Um. So yeah, that's good. We've established that we kind of want to stand in a place. Uh, Realistically, like if this was a team, we would be using Lucio to because everyone on this field, except for Hanzo, is fairly immobile. They're fairly slow.
Yeah,
Baptiste obviously can get to high ground, but generally he's slow as well. He doesn't have a movement ability. So Lucio, that's where Lucio comes in. He'd be able to get the team to rotate and get to where they want really quickly.
yeah,
Um, in a comp setting, your job is mainly in something like this, since you're probably not going to get any kind of rotations going. Um, your job, and mainly in general with Lucio, your job is to peel for people and then create opportunities. Um, so yeah, when you see something like this, you have to keep an eye out on where your tanks and be saving your amp to get your Arista or Sigma out of trouble if they want to press the S key.
mm,
And then if your tanks are okay, check your Hanzo, see if he wants to, you speed him somewhere and see, help him out in his duels. Then you want to look at, Torb probably not really going too much of anywhere, but kind of the same deal. So you're pretty much the thing to really get used to with Lucio is you need to be good at figuring out who can you help and who can you assist, because you can assist nearly anyone in the game.
yeah. Okay.
So that's kind of what you're thinking. He doesn't have like a role like like Mercy and Pharmacy, right? Lucio's role, as I tell all the Lucio players, is everything. Unfortunately, he is the most he is the most powerful hero in the game because he offers the one thing in the game that no one else in the game offers. What is that?
The ability uh to peel off and help anyone.
Why can't he do that?
He's got really good mobility and
What what
self-sustain.
gives him that mobility?
The wall running,
Well,
I think,
that,
is a
but
big one.
but what else? What
Speed
else
boosts.
exactly? No one in the game offers speed besides Lucio. So that
Mm,
makes him unique, and speed is absolutely broken in this game, if used correctly.
yeah,
Speed is broken. The ability to get any person in the game from point A to point B, uh, 60% quicker than the other team is stupid insane. So Lucio
yeah.
is straight up just good, and good Lucio can easily carry. So yeah, we don't know what their team comp is, but we can see from here. But in the game we couldn't have seen at this point. So we know that they have at least a Winston Arista, a Reaper, Sim. So what are they really good at?
Uh, oh, that's a weird.
It is very weird.
Because Monkey's good at diving in, but Arissa's more of sit still. Um, maybe what they're gonna aim to do is jump to the point quick, and then hold and survive.
It's possible they have the tools to possibly execute that. Lucio can get the ground-based comp to point, while Monkey just jumps there and draws attention. So they
Yeah,
have the
and
tools to do something like
Sim
that.
can TP.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. So they have the tools. So when you find out what their comp is, you you need to figure out who is mostly my responsibility. Who would you think that would be?
The Reaper.
Reaper is definitely number one, and then who might be a second?
Probably Sim.
I'll give her a third.
Okay. A monkey in case he dives on
Yeah,
someone.
yeah. Lucio's boop is really strong against Monkey because you can displace him before he lands, and you can boop him into a really bad spot. So like, um, if you can get good boops, you can boop Monkey into your team like farther than he wants to go, and he
Yeah.
just kind of dies. Because maybe if he bubbles early, you get a boop on him. Now you boop him out of his bubble, and now he's just kind of dead. So yeah, Reaper and Monkey are kind of the two you want to be looking out for, and those are two that you're really good at dueling.
Okay.
Lucio is really good at dueling Reaper, as we talked about the other day. His boop just kills Reaper, and then Monkey, you can just after he jumps, you can just wall ride and just shoot him in the face a bit, and just keep him away from your team. So yeah, you're really boop heavy here, for sure.
Okay.
So those are kind of your jobs. Um, then we want to think about our ultimate. Is there like a specific use case that we want to save our ultimate for?
Um, let's see. Probably for maybe Reaper ult. Give us a chance to survive, try and get out a little bit.
It is a possibility, yeah.
Um, or survive long enough from Bongo for out in the open.
I mean, it's possible, but I wouldn't beat Bongo. Um,
Okay.
you can probably just speed your team out of the way of Bongo, if anything.
But other than Reaper, maybe just to engage.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't have like a Genji that we just straight up counter or a Zarya grab that we would just normally say beat for. So we can think of, okay, we can use our beat fairly liberally here. So, you know, a good like if you ever like played or seen heavy goat meta practices and whatnot, you're always taught as Lucio, if your tanks got low, just beat. Doesn't matter, just beat, because your tanks
Mm,
can't die, and you can still that mentality can still carry over to now. Um, so when you have free beats like this, it's okay to use beat just to make sure that you guys survive. That's perfectly
okay.
okay. So we can use it to beat engage and go hard, or we can just hold it and make sure that our tanks don't die. Yeah,
Okay.
don't use generally don't use beat to save like a DPS. I would generally you want to keep it for saving tanks. If
Gotcha.
tanks die, it's a pretty hard hit. But yeah, so we
Yeah.
have a pretty free beat. If we think Reaper has ult, we can save it for that if we're ult tracking. But other than that, it's a pretty free beat. So yeah, there's no in this comp. Unfortunately, there's no obvious Lucio choice. So you're pretty free to do as you will. So this is I am Lucio. I have to create opportunities deal. I have to create and defend opportunities here.
Okay.
TB combat ready. Optimizing property.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
I wish I'd brought my stick and pad. I'm sure I could have found a pickup game here.
Ho ho ho! Oscar!
I am loving this.
Five,
Yeah, time to heal up.
three,
Here, let's pick it
two,
up.
one. Attackers incoming.
Reinhardt.
Defend objective A.
Let's get this party
What's
started.
So when you see Reinhardt, a good playmaking Lucio will be constantly looking to boop him into your team if you can.
Okay.
He can't do anything to stop you, right? He has to shield you, which If you're behind him, then he has to turn around and his back's to 5 people of your team, and he gets blasted in the back, or he shields up front and you boop him into your team and he kind of dies anyway. So yeah, those are plays you can look to make, and you definitely don't want to just walk. You definitely don't want to just like walk behind Ryan. You generally want to uh, be wall riding and then booping him and then wall ride out, wall ride back to your team if you're going to go for the plays like
Gotcha.
that. So yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, so those are the kind of things you want to be looking to do all the time. Even in team settings, this is okay to do. Maybe not like stand on top of the thing by yourself and come in, but you could find a way, like you could wall ride up to the window and then drop down, boot them in, and then wall ride back to your team, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Amp usage. You want to be generally you want to be saving amp for speed. It's okay to use amp heals if you think you need it, but you don't want to. You need to make sure that someone actually needs it. If your Baptiste if your main heals is alive, and you know they have line of sight onto your tanks, onto the people that need your amp, then you don't amp. Let
Okay.
that go to your main heals, because one, that gives your main heals the old charge, and then two, your amp speed is what's your amp during a firefight is never going to save anybody because it's too slow. It's too low of heals. But your amp speed can save someone because you can back them around a corner.
Gotcha.
You want, because right there's the walls. Those are infinite HP objects. They can't be destroyed yet. I'm sure Blizzard will do something crazy. So if you want to speed them to the infinite HP objects. But if you're sitting there amping heals, they're still just sitting in the middle of the street taking damage anyway. They're still going to die. It's just too slow to actually save somebody. So
Yeah.
getting them behind an obstacle is far better than healing them in the middle of a firefight.
Okay. The video's stuck at 11 seconds for me.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Try
I don't know
refresh.
what's going on. Yeah, now it's just like loading. It's weird.
Give it a sec. Still loading.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Okay.
Hmm.
Let's see. Oh, I can just stream from Discord on here. I used to not be able to do that. Okay, do you see my stream in Discord?
Yeah.
Cool. We'll just do it from there.
There we go.
Cool.
Okay.
The tempo.
Yeah, this is fine. You want to be on speed because so now we're up 2. Right, 2 people are dead. So we definitely want to be on speed here to get our team closer to the fight so we can see if they have some stagger kills. So if we can see if we can get some stagger kills.
Yeah.
It's like we talked about the other day. It's definitely one fight now. We've killed 2. We're pretty good. We're all full health pretty much. So this is speed and this is go time.
Let's get you healed up.
Fine. You should probably. I mean, I guess it's not like you're getting there, but yeah, definitely be looking to get that aura onto these guys as soon as possible because you see that they're trying to get up. They're trying to get to the enemy team, and we could definitely amp speed here. This is like this is why we don't blow our amps because now we have amp on cooldown or ready, and we can get the stagger kill on Orisa if we're you know, if we're synced up and ready to go. So yeah, try not to. So there we like booped just because
away.
they were there, right? That was definitely a chance where we could have wall rode and then booped her back into your team. That secures the kill. She may still die here, but that makes it easier on your team. Oh, she gets yeah. So if
Yeah,
you
she
boop
got
her
saved here.
forward, yeah, if you boop her forward, you guys kill her. But we booped her back into her team. Now we can't kill her. So yeah, so in just positioning, don't want to play in front of your tanks like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, be with your team, within your team. Now, if you're going like, and it's okay for Lucio to get in front of the tanks like this, but he needs to be up high on the wall. He needs to be wall riding. You can't be on the ground.
Okay.
Generally, I mean, it's a really good rule of thumb. Lucio should never be on the ground if you can help it. Always with the wall ride, always, because you're fast as hell on the wall, and you're hard to hit. Always be
Yeah.
wall riding, and it just creates so many opportunities. Now, don't do that. Like so, again, when we talk about analyzing the comp, we always want to analyze their comp. We need to be looking for like who can stop that, right? Since that's something I should be doing, who can stop that? And generally, we're looking at the DPS. If they don't have a sniper or someone that can one-shot me, then I'm free to do that. But if they have a widow or something, you don't do that. You stick with your team. Yeah. Yeah. Always look for who they have, and that'll dictate how free you can be.
Okay.
So here you can be extremely free because no one can hurt you in this comp. You know the random awesome on a sleep dart may get you, but like I would rather you take that chance and be aggressive than be passive. And so we saw that our Baptiste is still alive here. We saw a crit sign, so we amp healed, but we didn't need amp, right? Our Baptiste is alive and well. He was hurt. All you have to do is switch to heal aura and just sit there and let your passive heals heal everybody up, but not your amp. Your amp is really crucial because now a good team, a good Lucio, a good team will see that you just use amp.
Mm.
They're going to amp speed into you guys now if they were a good team. Because so generally if you see them amping into you, then you amp speed back, right?
Yeah.
And that's how you escape them amping into you. But now you don't have amp, they can just run over you now if they so chose. And they have Reaper Sim. They're going to demolish you guys
Yeah.
if they were to amp speed into you right now. So yeah, just be careful of overusing our amps here. This is dangerous.
Yeah.
It's so like again, I don't want you being aggressive, but there's a safe way to be aggressive, right?
Yeah.
We could have done this exact thing by going up from window.
Okay.
We could have done the exact same damage. Actually, probably more because we would have been able to boot Ryan in easier and then wall ride right out or right inside. So yeah, don't ever
Don't do that.
yeah don't do that. Don't do that.
I was watching this point of
Yeah, it's all good. I like the aggressive.
I was really noticing like I need to boop in a different direction than I've been booping.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, and it's tougher, but you'll definitely get it there. You'll see the opportunities happen or be presented to you. So yeah, if we ever get like kills like this, you better be screaming to press W.
Yeah.
They should have run like they killed these people simply because they stood in the ant matrix. But
Yeah.
if you see one or two people die and our team is still standing in choke, you better fuss at them like hard and tell them to get their butts in there and kill the rest of their team.
Exceeding standard performance.
Behind the tanks, right? Don't everybody behind the tanks. Poor Reinhardt.
Yeah. He just kind of dove in there though.
Yeah, it was smart. If like in a losing fight, you want to die as quickly as you can. Alright, so it's just a simple support thing. I don't know if, I can't tell in the replay if you press tab or not, but like we talked about earlier, before and after every fight, press tab. so we can see and analyze their new comp if they have one. And we do see that they have a May. You become paramount now, right? Now the team needs
Yeah.
to group up on you. The team needs to be listening to your amps. Like you are the one that will help counter May. Because May will straight up outplay you guys just by her dumb cooldown, which is wall. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, this is where Lucio needs to be on his P's and Q's. It is ranked, right? So, I get it. They're not going to listen to you, more than likely. They don't know that they should be listening to you, so they're not going to listen to you. But yeah, if anything, you can tell your team to not hold in spots where they can get Maywalled. You want to hold. You actually want to hold in the open here. But that's not. You can't control what they do. And I'm cool with you being far up, just so getting up ult charge. But again, do it safely. You could have done the same thing from high ground.
Yeah.
Wall right up and be on high ground when you do all these things. Never on the ground. Just never on the ground. I'll go back. And just think, if we were on high ground, we could still be peppering in damage from them, on top of them, and be perfectly safe. Like, we could still be
Yeah.
shooting at them instead of having this wall block us now. And just be getting so much more ultra. Like, we could still be up there and be safe, and maybe now it's about time to get out. So again, like, I don't mind the aggressiveness. You are pretty in front of your team, but that's okay. I know we'll work on it and get it fixed as we go. But if you want to do these kind of things, be on the wall.
On the walls.
Yep, be on the wall. So again, we could have wall road, right? Wall road, booped him, try to boop him forward, and then gotten back out.
Yeah.
So just just be looking to. I don't want to repeating it so much, just so we can really nail the idea, because that's gonna make you a really strong Lucio. If you, especially when you see like the Reinhardt this far in front of his team's over
Mhm.
here, right? That's free real estate for Lucio. Like he is, if you boop him even farther in front of his team, um, that means, because he's going to die. Like if your team focuses as one Reinhardt, because his shield's already about to break. If you boop him forward, he's going to die. But that's going to make their team expend so many resources just to save him. And then that gives you guys a huge opportunity, because now they have 0 cooldowns. They have to use all their cooldowns to save. They have to use Maywall. They'd have to use Lucio Speed Amp probably. Ryan Shield breaks. Nana has to use her nade maybe. So like that's, by your one boop, you forced out 3 or 4 cooldowns, which is huge. That's what you hear when you hear getting value. That's getting value. That's how, in high level fights, that's how you win the high level fights.
Burn their cooldowns.
Yep. Cooldowns are, a lot more important. We talk about ults all the time, but cooldowns is where the real battles are won. Yeah, eventually, in the future, we're going to have scrims where I'm not going to let you guys use ults a lot. I'm going to ask you guys to try and beat them with cooldowns. But
Okay.
that's in the future. When I feel we have a really good grasp of, of Overwatch. Right now,
Okay.
we still are missing, some vital pieces, but there's going to come a time where we understand like Overwatch, and just we'll start recognizing certain openings and opportunities and learning how to play that. And then yeah, because if you can learn how to beat certain ultimates with just cooldowns, like we talked about, dodging Mayo with speed amp, that's huge value. They just lost 100% ult charge, and all we did was use a 10-second cooldown. That's huge value, like massive.
Yeah.
We didn't have to expend that. That's how you turn the tide to fights. When things go wrong, and we like lose ult economy, and we start dodging ultimates by just using cooldowns, that's how you win. That's how you win tournaments. That's how you know, win the map fives and tournaments and whatnot, and just the nitty gritty. That's where the juice really comes in the game. Yeah, didn't need amp here, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's hurt. Legit,
Not sure
nobody's hurt.
why I amped.
Panic. You know, like May was in
Yeah.
your face, and she hit you, I think, and but your Baptiste is on it. So, just panic. That's all it was. But yeah, you know, you'll notice it now, and you said you were noticing it before. Like, it's fine. You know, you'll get there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just being a bit more aware. We don't have to be like I certainly like the idea of you being aggressive. I don't want you to lose that. I love an aggressive team. I love aggressive players. Just there's a way. Just again, there's just a way. There's times and places to be aggressive. Like now wasn't really one of them. We see that May right here just use her cooldown, her shift,
Mhm.
um, and right in front of our team. And then there's an Orisa here, but yet we still go around the corner for Reinhardt.
Yeah.
You know,
So we
May is,
focused the May.
yeah, she's
She used
definitely a
her.
really nice target here. Yeah, she's probably you, like you, you could have burned, probably forced out her wall here, which is probably what she's about to do. And her wall doesn't threaten you at all because you can just wall right up to this window here. But yeah, just again, you just being Lucio, forcing out her cooldowns. Now she's useless. For another 5 seconds, she's useless in this fight. She can't do anything.
Yeah.
So just me thinking, yeah, just be thinking of, and Lucio gets his value by seeing opportunities, and you know doing using your kits, your cooldowns and whatnot to force out a lot of the enemy cooldowns. So your boot comes back really fast. May's wall is like 10 seconds. So using your boop to force out, she already has shift out, so you boop her. She's afraid she's going to die. She uses May wall. Now she's absolutely useless character. You
Yeah.
just turned it into a 6 versus 5.5 pretty much. So you've already gotten your team up in the fight just by forcing out all of May's cooldowns. So be thinking that way. Not you don't have to get a kill. People really think that they need to be getting kills. That's not how that's not the kills aren't the end all be all. Finding these micro plays right here and finding out where to focus. That's where the value comes in team fights. That's where you get your most value. Because you're constantly, if you're a good Lucio is constantly making plays, constantly burning cooldowns. If you find a good boop on an Orisa, she's forced to use Fortify. That's huge. Orisa sucks now without Fortify. She is
Yeah.
trash. She is a trash tank right now without Fortify. So if you boop her into your team and she fortifies and she gets out safely, fine. Guess what? Hey team, wait till Fortify, then we go on Orisa. Right? That's a call, and she dies because she's terrible right now. So, you know, and all you did was boop her into your team. That's all you did. You didn't make any fantastic, uh, wonderful Lucio 4 headshot melee boop. Killed or one shot somebody. No, all you did was boop her into your team. All right, that's where
Yeah.
your value comes in. Yeah, cause see, like going for Reinhardt provided nothing there. And then we also aren't all tracking. He hasn't used shadow this whole match, so he definitely has it.
Yeah.
But that's macro.
And there it is.
And there you
Grind,
kind of
shatter, beat. Oh, the shatter, nano, and beat were used there.
yeah, that's solo queue.
Yeah.
Everyone just presses Q when they see an opportunity. That's how it works. It's all good. Um, so in the future, now that we are working on all tracking a bit, hey Sparks. Now that we are working on all tracking a bit, when Ryan has shatter, you do not touch the ground. You need to be on the walls, either on the walls or behind corners. So, but preferably on the wall. That way your aura is still reaching your team. Because do you know the shape of Lucio's aura?
It's circular, but it's within eyesight, right?
No, it's a sphere.
Oh, it's sphere. Okay.
Yep, it's spherical around Lucio. He's the center, obviously, and up and down, left and right. So it's a sphere. So yeah. So if you're sitting here on this wall, your aura will still reach your team, to a certain distance. So, yeah, be thinking about if there's a wall that you can be on, um, that is near your team, do it. Use it all the time, 100%. I would say 100% of the time be on that wall.
Okay.
And then, like, if you want to do, cool Ryan boops and tell your team to, hey, let them walk in a bit, and you just wall right up here, then you drop down, boop, go back to your team. Things like that. But yeah,
Okay.
be using these walls. Gotta be on the walls. So yeah,
That's
they're
always
going to
something I need
take
to work
this.
on more. Is just getting better at wall riding.
It's a tough mechanic. Lucio is very mechanically intensive.
I think about playing out with some changing out the jump, wall run to be on right click instead of space.
Yeah, my Lucio buddy does his Lucio controls are so weird, but it forces him to think about every single movement.
Gotcha.
All right, so where could we be right now?
Um, we're a little. I think could be a little bit too far forward here. Up on the high ground, to the left or to the right, maybe.
Certainly could. Um, so it does go both ways a bit. Uh, so your tanks are holding back here, unfortunately. Not sure why we're paying passive as double shield. Unfortunately, we're holding back here. So yeah, we could be on this high ground, but if our tanks are smart and actually playing tank, they'd be holding this choke, so we could be up here, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, high ground, high ground, high ground. Because, and another thing about Lucio's kit is denial. He's really good at denying space because of his boot. So a really popular route for DPS to take and even tank sometimes is to come up here. So if you're
Mhm.
guarding up here, then they can't come up there because you're just gonna boot them off, right? They have to fight you off from up there, which is fine. That's what you want them to do. But yeah, you don't. It's called just not giving them the space for free. Right now we're giving them this high ground for free, but Lucio is really good at denying high ground. So be thinking of places where can they attack, and can I do something to not let them attack easily. And yeah, so you
Yeah.
should definitely be up here and just stalking this high ground and not letting and just they need to be thinking twice about going there because they're just gonna get booped off. So now we're there. It's great.
I think that boop screwed up Sigma's ult a little bit. So I think I knocked Orisa out of the ult, but she still died.
Maybe.
If you actually used gold.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she was already out of it. But what I'm seeing is why didn't you shoot and kill her?
I'm not really sure.
She is one. All you do is boop her. If you shoot her right now, she dies. Yeah.
Yeah.
And but even then, even before then, I guess you were focused on booping her, but you know, don't Don't leave high ground if you don't have to. Just stay up here and shoot her.
Yeah.
No, just stay up here and shoot her. You don't have to leave high ground. You don't have to get in her face. Just stay up here and shoot her. Just pepper her right now. Her head hitbox is her
Right
body.
there.
Yeah, her whole body right now is her head hitbox. That's the beautiful thing about high ground.
That's also why hit scans are on top ground, or
Yeah,
any DPS are on high ground, because you can see their heads so much easier.
y'all are
Sorry.
jerks.
Hey, sorry. Hey!
DPS people are jerks, I swear. All they do is look to kill you and headshot you, and all I want to do is heal and be safe and be my old lady, but no. Widows are
I'm sorry,
always just
Zen.
messing with me. How's your day, Sparks?
Pretty good. I took like a 3-hour nap
Hell
today.
yeah, you deserve it.
Yeah, it's feel good.
Fantastic.
Alexa, stop it.
Hey Alexa, how you doing?
It's still going.
Alexa,
1 second.
stop.
Alexa is bae. Sorry. But yeah, TBK has his final tomorrow, Sparks. Oh, she's talking to Alexa. But yeah, she just finished her final. So she's done
Oh,
with
wow.
college. Yeah.
Dang.
Yep. But yeah, murder that Arista. But the idea was, I like the idea to, you eventually went up to high ground. But yeah, just if you don't have to get off high ground, then don't. You're
Yeah.
you're fine up there. Just look for you're an opportunity. Yeah, you're looking for opportunities always. That's just the big thing with this job, looking for opportunities. Your job is this 6 and this 6, unfortunately. Lucio's job is everything. He has to be able to analyze the whole field and to figure out where am I needed.
Sorry, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Alexa wouldn't shush.
Congrats on finishing your last final.
Yeah, thank you. I got a journal to do, but it takes 10 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just plagiarize that thing. I mean, what?
No, it's for exercise class. Basically, I just have to write. I have a membership. I'm gonna go 4 times a week, and yeah. So
Exercise class.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Man, she's in stupid good shape. It's really
No,
annoying.
I'm not. Then
Really annoying. Here I am eating shrimp, and she's like in the gym doing 10 workouts. So like we've been talking about game usage. Look at our team. No one is hurt, and we
Yeah.
amped, right?
I think this was a panic with Reaper in my face again.
It was. But remember, you are Lucio. Reaper can't do anything to you. Just boop him. He is crappy at range. Just boop him and then just aim for his head while pressing S key. Don't go into him. Back up.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if you boop Reaper and then get on the wall and then just while riding backwards shooting him, like he can't do anything to you because you're faster than he is. Then you just boop him again when he gets close. It's just an infinite loop that Lucio can create with the Reaper. You straight up just counter Reaper. He can't do anything if you're on him.
Yeah.
So, he, like we talked about, Wednesday, he is your job, and Lucio really does a really good job against Reaper. Yeah, that's perfect. Like, look how far away you booped him. He's out of this fight, right? He doesn't even think about coming back. That's how out of this fight he is. He's leaving, right? He's like,
I'm out. I'm done.
yeah, I'm done. Just Lucio, I'm done. I give. Yeah, man, good job. This is your job. When Reaper's on the field, this is your job to stalk him. You do not let him back to your team. Sigma decides he wants to say hi, but I guess Sigmas are really friendly. I guess Dutch people are really friendly. I don't know.
Yeah.
He decides he wants to say hi. Yeah, that's exactly what you just keep booping him. Just don't, make him switch. Make him switch. Now we're just letting him free. No, we want to stay on Reaper. Don't leave. Don't let him leave. Don't let him back into this game. Legit, you want to get called out for like targeting.
Bullying.
Yeah. You want him to talk to you in chat and be like, Lucio, get the hell away from me.
Yeah. That was a pretty funny boop.
That was nice.
That was great.
Yeah. So, recognize the kill feed. This is, again, like we talked about Wednesday, you would have said one fight,
No
no
ults.
ults, exactly, no ults, and then they're still wanting to come into this fight. Okay,
W.
we are going. Yes, sir. Yeah, you got it. You got it, dude.
Let them out.
Oh my gosh.
They just keep coming in. What?
I don't know if that fight lasted 5 seconds. Oh, yeah, so this is fine. This is perfectly fine.
Yeah, I felt like I was holding onto my beat for a long time in this fight, in this game.
It's hard because, like we talked about in the beginning, there's no beat target. The best we can do. Well, okay. When we did talk about May, we didn't talk about her. Um, we have to reassess everything, right? Does our
Yeah.
cooldowns, are our cooldowns affected by May? Is our ultimate affected by May? Is our movement, our general play affected by May? And we had said at first when they were Reaper Sim, Reaper was a maybe for our ults. Um, if we had said we could probably just use our beat liberally here, just to save tanks or just to engage. We're kind of free. Reaper is a maybe if we just somehow match our beats up with his Reaper ult if we're all tracking. But now May comes into the fray, and we talked earlier about, hey, maybe we can just speed out of her ult, which you can, but beating May ult is still really good as well. If you can't speed, and it's hard to speed because it's 2 CP, so your backs are naturally against the wall on defense. You can't speed anywhere but off of points. It's not like escort where you can speed around a corner generally.
Yeah.
Your backs are to a wall and your spawn is behind you. So um, beating a male probably, and it's mode dependent for sure. If you can't speed, beating Mayold is still really good. It gives your team a chance to survive. So yeah. So now we want to save our beat for Mayold. So it's not. I know it felt like you're holding on to beat. But remember, you guys waxed the last fight, so it makes sense. If they were doing anything, um, you probably would have had to use beat. Also, we had talked about uh, what happens when Ryan is onto the field, and this is more of a Goats thing, but it is still because of like I don't think people did this before Goats, but if Ryan is on the field, we had talked about hey, you need to be on the wall if you have Shatter. Beating Shatter is really good as well. If you should Lucio, no support should ever actually get shattered generally. It happens of course, but support should be positioned well enough because they're in the back and they shouldn't get shattered, but it still happens. But Lucio should never get shattered. That's just straight up. If you guys are all tracking, Lucio should just straight up never get shattered because there are walls. Um, I know Shatter's bugged, but it still can't travel up a wall. Well, in some cases it does, but generally it doesn't.
Sometimes it goes through payloads also.
Well, it actually does travel under payload, yeah. That's actually a thing.
Yeah, I know. And I get really annoyed with it.
Yeah, like, especially when your tank like moves around payload and just leaves the bag of payload
The,
free. Like,
the
well, crap.
yeah. Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah. But
Don't
beating
trust your main tank to block anything. That's
exactly.
one thing that I've learned is use doesn't help with Lucio and healers. Just don't rely always
Yes.
on the shield in front of you.
Yeah.
Always find some sort of like other cover. So it can be this wall or I guess standing behind the Hanzo is good too because he'll get shot instead of you.
That's right. He has a meat shield.
So
But yeah, exactly right. Never trust your tank shield. No, not to say your tanks are bad, but never trust tank shields if you can. If there's a wall, hide behind the wall, preferably. Just always, and that's just a rule of thumb. That's for every single person in the game. Um, boom, yeah. So now that I relook at it, now at first they were on Winston now to spawn, but then they went Ryan. So I should have mentioned beating Shatter is really good. You should never get shattered. You should be on the wall if you're all tracking. So beating Shatter here is really good. Beating Mayold is really good. Beating Reaper ult is meh. I mean, it can help save. He will kill you through beat. It's just it buys you guys like an extra 2 seconds to kill him,
Yeah.
which is more than enough time to kill him if your team is focusing. So it is good to beat Reaper ult if your team is focusing Reaper. If not, then it's just useless because he's just going to kill you through beat. Um, So yeah. So now we're looking to, whichever one comes first, Ryan beat, or Ryan Chatter or Mayo, we're looking to beat here. Yep, this is what we're talking about denial. This is what Lucio excels at. He denies high ground. No one can get up here if you're up here. If you land your boop, no one can get up here. And that's height. That forces them to either go all the way to left through that tiny choke or through choke. Neither one are good options. So, like,
Yeah.
you being up here is way too strong. Lucio is way too strong of a character. So yeah, if we see, like, again, we see Reinhardt, we should be on this wall, booping him. Alright?
Yeah.
We could be on that wall booping him. Yeah, so like that boop didn't really do much. Now even a forward boop wouldn't have done anything because your team right now your team is a bunch of pansies. Double shield on point. What is this game? Right? If they were holding in the proper place, you boop him into the middle of your team. Granted, you don't want to do it when he has shatter.
Mhm.
Right? So be alt tracking. Try to. If you think he has shatter, then don't boop him into your team. You can still boop him into an unfavorable position, like, oh, I mean, like, just booping him backwards is fine. You buy your team an extra 3 seconds. Like, now that would be a case of just booping him backwards if you can, back into his own team, just to get him
Yeah.
off your team for a bit. Because the thing with Reinhardt, he hates long distances. He can't, his shield will burn if he has to travel long distances. So if you get a good boop onto him backwards, that's longer that his shield takes damage and his shield will break, especially with the new shield nerfs. So booping him backwards is actually really good if he's going to stay within line of sight of your team. Yeah, this is fine. You did your job, got back to your team, that's perfectly fine. This is dangerous.
Yeah.
It's a really good beat. But then I think we walked back into the mail. Yeah, just a bit of awareness. Yeah, we kind of go back into the mail.
Looks like he was booped into the enemy team. I don't think he did that.
Oh, into the mail?
What they say, they're quite upset.
Okay, he got boots this way, and then walks back into the mail. So the Lucio actually saved you. But
Yeah.
you walked back into it. So just awareness there. So I know you tunnel vision on doing damage. One thing I always tell my supporters whenever I bother review them, and it's a well duh kind of statement, but it's so true for supporters. Not dying is extremely.
Is he gonna make a poop buddy because they bought?
Extremely huge for supports.
Yeah.
So like Ana, when she gets attacked, if she's in a good position, she's not going to take a lot of initial damage, and then while she's attacked, waiting for her team to go help her, she just needs to. Her objective is to stay alive as long as possible. That's her objective, not to kill the person that's attacking her. It's nice if she can, but to stay alive as long as possible until help arrives. And that's just an Ana thing. And then Lucio, because of his mobility, he just really has very few reasons to die. And like the longer you're alive, the more value you can put into the team. And Lucio's value is way too great for him to just throw his life away. So you need to be thinking about, is what I'm about to do going to kill me? If so, it's not. It's probably not worth it. So staying alive is absolutely paramount for a support. I'm sure that's the end of the thing. He just shattered the dead bodies. Yeah,
Yep. He did.
Huge. Brilliant. don't stagger like respawns or anything. Or don't shatter respawns or anything. Yeah, just shatter the corpses. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like shattering corpses. Yeah. All right, so we do it again. What is our comp?
Uh, so we're running a similar thing, but this time we've got Moira. Also puts out lots of AOE heals. We got Diva. So we're not running double shield anymore. Um, I think this is a little bit more mobile because we're not stuck by Orissa's shield.
Very correct.
So we can move a little bit more, and Sigma can just constantly replace his barrier. Sort of good for breaking shield and just walking through the shield, taking that space over.
Yep, that's generally, yeah, you got it right on the nose. That's generally what we're going to want to be doing. Um, just trying to outlast and let our Hanzo break shields if he can. He's not going to be able to because they have double shield, but we don't know that yet. But that's, that looks like, in general, that's our game plan.
Yeah.
So when you look, so on this comp, tell me who is a immobile hero and tell me who is a mobile hero in our
On
comp.
our team,
Yeah.
Sigma's not very mobile.
What are you talking about? He
Diva,
flies. What are you talking about?
when he uses ult, that's a lot to use. Diva can fly. She's pretty mobile. But between those boosters, she's not very mobile. She's kind of slow.
Oh.
Um, Reaper has TP, but again, it's a similar thing. Like if he's not using TP, he's not that mobile. He just kind of walks around. Um, Moira can always get out of tough situations because of her fade. And then Hanzo, he can get into high grounds pretty easily, but he's not that fast at getting out of situations.
Yep. So you made some good points. So we can go down the line here. So Reaper, well, the reason I asked you to kind of list who is mobile and immobile is mobile should be a keyword for you because you are the mobile support. You are the guy who is in charge of getting people to where they want to go. Um, so that's how you can help yourself figure out where your value is going to be. So when you see people like Reaper TPing in, like using his mobility cooldown to do something, right? That's where you go, okay, you have to assess really quick, okay, do I need to be with him to help him out to accomplish his task? Yes or no? And then, you go on, you just keep playing the game. Um, when Moira uses her fade, okay, do I need to be helping out Moira right now to accomplish her task? Maybe she's fade, she's in danger, or maybe she's fade to cover some ground. Sigma, he doesn't have a movement cooldown, so we just move on. Diva, she has a movement cooldown. Diva just boosted somewhere. Do I need to be with her to help her to accomplish what she needs to accomplish? And then Hanzo again, he has one when he uses his when he tries to get the high ground or when he does his jump. Do I need to be with Hanzo to help him accomplish what he's trying? Yeah, those are the things you need to be looking out for as Lucio. That's how you figure out who can need help when. So, and the thing about Lucio is because of your speed, you kind of become their movement cooldown for them when they don't have one.
Okay.
Like you become their movement cooldown because you give them that extra speed.
You're their taxi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
You are their, and they're not paying you either, which is unfortunate.
Can you pause real quick?
Yeah.
So yeah, you are their taxi. You are, you're helping them get to where they need to go. So yeah, that's how you can see that's how you can help see where you're going to get your value in these comps. So yeah, it's going through every time you see a comp switch, every time you see a hero swap, whatever, analyze, okay, what can that hero do and what can I do for that hero? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, if Reaper TPs, we can look to go in. If Moira fades, maybe we need to help her to get out because she's probably in danger if she fades. Diva, she boosts. You know, maybe maybe she's chasing someone down. You can help her. And then yeah, Hanzo, if he gets stuck in between a rock and a hard place, you can help him out. So definitely, yeah. So I would say if you see someone use their movement cooldown, the odds of you needing to go help them becomes pretty high. I would look at it that way.
Okay.
Like that becomes the equation definitely flips to okay, I probably need to be there. It's a nice nade. And they just keep going forward anyway.
Yeah, I was staying back, just tentative. I'm always scared of someone, you know, pulling that really good boot, just knocking the entire team off. That was a nice anti as well. This Lucio's now bullying me.
Well, you see where he's at, right?
Yeah, he's up on the walls.
How hard is he to hit right now?
Insanely.
Yes. Lucio is stupid. I'm telling you, this hero is broken in a good way. I love Lucio.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is what he's in no danger doing that. Well, besides Hanzo. If Hanzo sees him, then maybe. But he's generally safe right now. Like, and he can do all the Reddit crap he wants. He's generally safe. I wouldn't say do like this crazy in scrims. No, they will kill you.
Yeah.
But in comp, this is fine. But like even then, I would like so you don't get into the habit. I wouldn't tell you to do like this because this is way out of position. But what he's doing mechanically is correct. He is up on the high ground, and he's doing things from the high ground. He's not on the ground. So like if he were to land like because when you look at him, your head hitbox is easy to hit right now.
Hmm.
But his hitbox is really hard because his hitbox is basically his body. But your hitbox to him right now is your head. Is all
Yeah.
headshots. So you know he could have killed you here. There's nothing we could have done here. Like as far as something we could have done.
Fight was lost.
Yeah, there's nothing we could have done here. If the fight's lost, legit, just run into their team and die. If you can't get out, just kill yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're just gonna stagger even longer. And even like don't even heal, just speed amp into them and kill yourself. Because if you're healing, you're giving them even more ult charge. Because you're getting your HP back and then they're just gonna sap it away. So that's just giving them ult charge. Now they may just let you out. I don't know. No, leave him.
I just run back in.
Well, yeah, you think you were trying to save your Sigma. Leave him. If the fight's lost and they can't get out, leave them to die. Like you want to help them die. You know, as bad as it sounds, it's helping the team by helping them die.
Yeah.
Because you guys can get back and fight quicker. Oh, this is bad. Okay, we got out. Cool. And now teams are just staggering in. Fine, we're playing Slave. No, we're not playing Save. So remember that keyword Spark said not too long ago? Taxi.
Yeah.
Who is not in the fight right now that we could really we would really love to be in the fight right now.
Missing Hanzo and Reaper.
Them too.
Are we? We missed. Oh, we have Moira.
So we have 3 people at point. Us and Moira and Baby Diva. How can we help them how can we help the rest of our team get back to point faster?
Just go back to spawn.
Yeah. You need to be getting them back to this fight. Instead of, like, I know you want to shoot things and build ult charge, getting your team back to this fight is more important. Like, you just lost your Sigma. Like, he got a late stagger, right?
Yeah.
We cannot take this fight. But if your team insists on suiciding, that's not on you. That's, like, the best thing you can do is get their shield back to them quicker. So we need to be going back taxiing right now. Because if we were waiting at spawn right now to go pick this guy up, we can take advantage much more quicker of this right here.
Yeah.
But now we have to wait, and now we run risk of Moira and Diva getting headshot because of idiots. Our Sigma's still not back, and we're going in. We should be in. So yeah, where could we be right now? If we're gonna do this, I might as well do it right. Where could we be?
You can just go straight up to that high ground in the center.
Exactly. Like no point in being
Shoot down on them.
Yep. No point in being on the ground. They don't have anyone. Now they have Kree now. But still, generally, they don't have anyone that can come up here and get you. Lucio has to come up here and get you, which is fine. You want that. But you have high ground is free. Analyze their comp, see what they have, and they're giving you. They're basically saying take all the high ground you want. We're taking the fight on point. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
That's what this comp is. We want you to come down here and fight us on point. You can have the high ground. We're just going to beat you when you come down here on point. So yeah, take that high ground.
Wait, he charged into the team?
Yes, he did.
What?
He thought that was a good idea instead of charging out, or even walking out there in the first place.
Okay.
he just thought that was the thing they should do. So yeah, this is perfect. This is fine. Our team isn't, and I say this is perfect because our team doesn't need our speed right now. Now, if we were in the team, I would be telling you to play with the team right now.
Yeah.
But this is fine. We're getting all charged. We're fine here. You totally wanted to go coast, didn't you, and go make a play?
Yeah.
I love it. I love the aggressiveness. So this happens, right? This is your job. This is where you come into play, right?
Yeah.
This 6v5. So and I can just see like in our style, our whole mindset isn't really for our team right now. It's just more we're thinking about making a play. So yeah, we just need to switch that into more of a team mindset. Like your job is, like Spark said earlier, to taxi. You're the driver. You have to get your team to where they need to go. And right now, they need to be here.
They need to be sped in.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't even know if I would say sped in.
I would say for the team you need to be sped in, but for comp, I think this comp, you kind of just go when the Ryan decides to go in.
What's happening.
Yeah, that's very true. Like it's hard. Even with the team though, because this worries me. So things change when we're on attack, right? If they may ult, we can back out because we have open space behind us. On defense, it's different because you have no open space behind you. But so if they may ult, we can just back out with speed amp. But even then, like I don't know if I want to. Even if she didn't have any ult. It's a tough one for me right now. If I would have wanted you to speed in here or not, versus just walking them up there. No, I think Sparks is right. I think we speed here just to get them in closer to take better advantage of the kill. Because if we just walk up there, Kree's going to come back sooner. So yeah, I think Sparks is right. We definitely speed amp there to take advantage of the kill. If we're not planning to speed amp out of male, which you never will be able to in comp, not until like GM. So yeah, I think you totally speed amp in here, and then farm up your beat, because if we're all tracking, we think May has ult right now. We want to farm up beat really quick. But yeah, we're letting the skill go to waste. And so she boosted, right? She boosted. Yeah, so she boosted. That's because you're right. You weren't there to amp them in. They shouldn't have to use their movement cooldowns to get into a fight. Not with Lucio on the field. Lucio is the reason. Like Lucio is his own movement cooldown to the whole team. He is a movement cooldown to the team. He basically gives everyone a second movement cooldown. If he speed amps in, they don't have to use their movement cooldowns to get into the fight. They can use it to escape damage, get out of the fight real quick, get healed up, then go back in. But like that now, Diva's a sitting duck now because she had a boost in. Like she should die. You know, if I see Diva ever boost into my team, I'm screaming her name like bloody murder and not the good kind.
Yeah, don't just skip ahead to 10 seconds after.
Yeah, we're gonna catch you. I'm
Yep.
okay with you going for Anna's.
Mhm.
Like, she is definitely a target that you can assassinate. Assassination Lucio is a thing. If you see her open like this, she is fair game for sure. But I would say we need to be focused on, you know, if we're all tracking, focused on building our ult though. Even if an Anna's open, we really want to build our ult because then we kill Anna sure, but then they wipe our team anyway.
Mhm.
So we really want to be focused on building our ult here, and that's gonna come from when we press tab and look at their comp and analyze, right? Always analyze their comp and be thinking, okay, what do I need to use my boot for? What do I need to be using my ult for? And so we see May, we know that, okay, I need to be farming up beat and make sure I have beat for ult, right? And that's your focus for the match. You know, that's one of your focuses for the match. So I think in the future you'll start thinking that way and be, you know, I'm sure we'll start seeing your play change. Oh no! It's tactical because you wanted
Yeah,
to reset faster.
it's
I like it.
intentional.
Man, you're so smart, dude. I love it. Man, that's genius. That's genius.
It was intentional.
Oh, it was totally. I could tell. It was the big brain actually.
It was.
All right. So now let's look at the state of their ults. What are we thinking? We had beat, so what are we thinking now for us? What's our play for next fight?
Probably just engage with beat.
For sure. We have nothing to save it for, so we might as well use it. All right, and then we
Yeah.
use it, so that way
Build
we
to
can,
another
yeah,
one.
build it back up, and try and catch back up to May. It's a long way down, bro.
Yeah.
Check this out.
That was a good use of shifts.
Let's get that stuff.
Alright, so we didn't see it. I mean, I thought it was going main too, and then I don't even know how he got here so fast, but it did.
Yeah.
But yeah, you need to be with your Sigma here. If their team sees this and their Lucio is smart, he's just gonna tell them to amp on Sigma. Like, it doesn't even matter if you guys walk the point, you just killed their main tank. I mean, they just killed your main tank. They're just gonna retake it anyway and kill you guys.
Yeah, I think we were saying something about that our Sigma was way out of position
Okay.
by
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb here. He feeds hard, I'm sure. They may not even notice it. Yeah, so yeah, where else can we also be though?
That top right high ground.
Yep, support should just never be in choke, generally. Like, you guys should never be poking choke. There's no reason for doing this.
I require assistance.
And I don't mean like never being in choke, but you definitely don't ever need to be poking choke without a shield in front of you.
And then we've got someone on point.
Yeah.
Reaper just like went in
Reaper's just doing things.
and dies.
That's what Reapers are really good at. You do things and Sorry, I feel like talking a little bit. Sorry if I'm not being constructive.
Oh,
Okay.
It's 9:40 here, and we're just having fun. That's fine.
I'm having a glass of wine
Yo, I want some.
and talking to Nox about keto because he's doing it incorrectly,
Oh, really?
and it's actually really dangerous if you don't do it well, if you don't do the right research.
Seriously? What's he
So
What's
I'm
he
trying.
doing? Oh,
What?
I said, what's he doing?
He just doesn't understand the process of what keto actually does to the body, what process it goes through, and basically, I don't know. It's. I'm trying to explain it.
I know you're drunk. I get it.
I'm not. I had a glass of wine, and don't judge me. I'm not.
I'm sorry.
that
Drunk
easy.
yet. Drunk yet. Got
Drunk yet. My
Got
parents
it. My bad.
are strict on that. Okay.
Oh my gosh, y'all are fun.
You there?
So yeah, we somehow reunite with our Sigma because they didn't charge on him. Reaper dies, that's fine. So generally like we're looking to beat here. Again, we're in front of our Sigma. Don't do this. If you're going to be in front, be on high ground and in front. If you're going to be in front, be on the walls. That's as good a time as any. Like, there was never going to be an opening created with their double shield to not use beat. But if we're going to beat engage, right? We forgot the engage part though.
Yeah.
Speed your team in there because your shields are going to dwindle, right? So get your team in there, and then if you can, call a target. You guys can just brute force yourself. Now they beat it too, so it kind of just nullifies it. But hey, now we have a chance at least winning this fight because we both had beat. So we're just back on equal footing. Didn't need amp there. Your Moira is still alive, so she's not dead, so you don't need your amp really. And as soon as you see Reaper, you're addicted to him. He's your best friend. There's not much we could have done there. That's fine. He's running away from it. High ground. If you're on high ground, May doesn't kill you here. And your aura, remember your aura is a sphere, so it still hits your team from high ground. And you could have done all this by just standing still on high ground. Where everyone's at, Sigma, you right now, your aura hits them. And you're safe on high ground. May doesn't kill you here. Alright, so after the fight's done, we need to analyze things. We see that we have a Winston now. So he is a mobility hero, so now we add him to the equation. Well, if Winston jumps, do I need to be with him, or do I need to help him out? You just have to consider, like, did he just jump into a really dumb place? Do I need to help him get out of that dumb place, or do I just let him die? That's a serious thing you have to consider. And then we see Tab. They didn't change. Actually, they did change. They have a Baptiste now instead of Lucio. In ranked, that means nothing. Because because what it would mean if you're in a team setting, you guys are much faster than them now.
Yeah.
So you guys can out-rotate them, when we start learning and thinking about rotations. If they don't have a Lucio, you guys can just literally walk circles around them and force them into really bad spots. But in ranked, it doesn't matter. You know, if you see, if you see Baptiste or Ana alone, they are very possible targets for Lucio. Now, with Lucio, we talked earlier about getting value with just us being us, with our boob, with our shooting people in the face, wall riding and whatnot. Lucio is really good at forcing out Baptiste's drone. That's huge. If you can force Baptiste to drone himself, that is massive because that is a long cooldown. That's 20-second cooldown that he does not have anymore, and he can't save the other 5 people on the team with it. So that's how you make plays with your Ash Bobs. Your Reaper ults, your Moira coalesces, especially your Sigma. He can actually kill someone with his ult now because Joan just completely stops his ult. So yeah, if you force out Baptiste's drone before your team, or before your team does their ults, you have a chance of just winning that fight. You won't be in the kill feed. It's not flashy, but you did the most important work, which is stop their team from not dying, right?
Yeah.
So that's something to think about. And same with Ana. If you can just duel her and force out her nade, that's huge because now she can't nade her tanks, right? Just small things like that. That's how you become a playmaker. That's what they mean by making plays. Doesn't get you in the kill feed, but it gets your SR up, and then just team play. It just helps your team win because you call your team eventually gets smart enough to go Ana. You call Ana no nade. Oh shoot, we can just put damage onto their tanks then, and we can out damage their tanks. We can out damage the heals because their Ana doesn't have nade. Oh, Baptiste doesn't have drone. Man, we can just we can Mei ult now, or we can Sigma ult now, right? When the team realizes and learns what each cooldown means and what it means for the team. So that's how you become playmaker. That's Lucio. Super stupid tough. Lucio's stupid tough. But man, he's so rewarding.
He is very rewarding when you get like a good play going.
Yeah, he is, man. Lucio's so good.
You feel like you made a difference in the fight. It's just like
Yep. So actually, I don't think you could have seen him. But yeah, if we were scouting that high ground, we would have seen this Reaper. I think we saw a silhouette just because we're in the replay viewer. I know you didn't see him. Yeah,
he's up top.
Yep. Yeah, he assassinates our Moira maybe? No, they survive. But yeah, we did need to amp there, right? Or Moira was fine.
Yeah.
She has Fade. If she doesn't have Fade, then you don't think about saving her because she can just get out. You don't want to use your cooldown for something like that. You want to be the cooldown, you want to be their extra cooldown, either before they have to do anything or after they've done something, after they've used their cooldown. But yeah, you don't want to use amp heals when your Moira is alive and she has Fade. She's not gonna die. She shouldn't die anyway. If she does, it's not your fault. All she has to do is press shift. Good job eyeing it because it is your job. Good job. The monkey should not be fighting a Reaper up close. You should not be fighting a Reaper up close.
Yeah.
If you miss boop on Reaper, you leave. He will kill you.
Alright.
Good job escaping him here. But now you can just shoot at him from high ground, right? Yeah, now we just leave. Yeah, good job. Yeah, let's just say that one. You couldn't have stopped Shatter. That's not you.
They pull shattered.
Yeah, none of this is you. So, except for that amp, right? We didn't no need for amp heals. I know you're trying to save them, but like we said earlier in the beginning, you're not going to save anybody with amp heals.
Yeah.
Amp heals is not something you want to do in the middle of a fight when your main heals are still up. And that's not like a stone cold rule, but in general, you're not going to need it. Not when the fight is this chaotic. You certainly can use it, and it's okay, but there are definitely usually you're okay. Um, and it's okay when, so you'll start, as the more and more you play with supports, you'll be able to realize and tell, okay, you'll be able to see all the HP bars and be like, is my Moira behind on heals? Is my Baptiste or Ana behind on heals? Right? Like this is, and because you know their characters that they're playing, we can kind of gauge, okay, is this character capable of healing all this up by themselves?
Yeah.
And you'll be able to go, okay, and then in those cases, when you realize that, okay, I need an MPO to help her catch up on heals, right? Um, but so far we haven't seen that use case come up, but that's the use case where you amp heals.
Okay.
When your main heals are behind on heals, and that's tough. It's going to be really tough to learn that, but you'll definitely just by playing start getting that sense. And I think you'll start seeing it if you stop amping heals. You'll start seeing more and more, like, okay, in this situation, could I have amped heals to save my team? So, like, the situations will pop up more if you just tell yourself, I'm not amping heals if my main heals are alive. So I do want you to do that. Like, just if your main heals are alive and they're like near your players, your team, don't amp heals. And then
Okay.
I want you to see if you can see a difference. And then we'll start slowly integrating amp heals back in and seeing these spots where we can amp heal here. I wanna try it. Just trying to pick you.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Yeah, we see Reaper up there. Yeah, we didn't see him go off to the side, but we should be scouting up there. It's okay for us to face tank Reaper if we have boot. But see how you're standing in choke and just taking poke. You don't want to be doing that as a healer. But we'll shoot. How did you not die?
I don't really know. That's a good question.
Yeah, this all starts simply because we stopped tracking Reaper. We saw him top right. We saw him, and we didn't go find him. If you go find him, he can't ult. Right? Or he may wraith into your team and then ult, but that's still better than him just ulting behind your team blindly. To where our team has no chance of making a play. But we let Reaper do this to us right here. Oh, he got charged? Yeah, he got charged, okay. So the beat only succeeds because he got charged.
Yeah.
That's the only
Okay.
reason the beat succeeds. If you don't even land if he didn't get charged because you get he's going to kill you in midair. He's going to kill you way too fast. So beat Reaper ult is something you need to see coming if you're going to beat it. But yeah, so yeah. We don't have it for May ult now, and so we just used our amp. We just beat. Why did we use amp, right? We didn't need the amp heals. We have a 700 HP barrier now.
Yeah.
We don't need amp heals here. So now, but now we've gotten rid of our only May ult defense. So now, if she lands a good May ult, they just kind of win this fight. Good job taking her out the fight here. And she dies here. Oh no, you kill her. Oh no, her team's back. Okay. Let the guy back quick.
Too late, Reaper.
Yeah. Always a good feeling. That Ana though.
Yeah, she's got some
we
good
need to
nades.
be here.
Really spawn.
So we're not even in front of choke and we use aim speed here. So now we can't
Yeah.
engage.
I'm not sure why I did that.
All good. And our monkey just use bubble and choke. I don't know, whatever. We really can't engage now.
Yeah.
Oh, you boot. Yeah. See that? Every time. That's you.
Yeah.
That's you. You suicided yourself to get the boop, but I mean, hell of a boop, dude. Like you just
Yeah.
killed their Reinhardt, and it's I mean, and like theoretically it's okay because your spawn is literally right behind your back, and you're Lucio. You're gonna get back to your team in 5 seconds. That Ryan has a long way to travel. So I
And
mean,
he's
it's
slow.
like yeah. So it's like it's okay. Oh, and you survive. Oh, even better. Yeah. Work on safer boots. Yeah, this is good on you to see that they were in choke, and you had the ability to take out both of them. So that's what we're talking about, being the playmaker. You won this fight for your team. Your team didn't do jack diddly squat here. You won this fight for your team. All they did was take credit for your work.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you see both of them are low. You hunt them. Yeah, this is perfect. You hunt them down. 100%.
Coming for you, Reaper.
100%.
Hey there.
Okay, going after this McCree is really dangerous.
It's very dangerous, but
Yeah.
that McCree was one. So, like, I would... I
I'm
totally
just
get
saying,
it.
like, if you had stun or something, you would be dead. McCree's don't usually use stuns on healers unless when they're low, and he was, and you're in his face. So just be really careful about that. I don't know
No,
No,
you're
that's
right.
that's
that'll happen, but
Yes.
just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
be really mindful of that. So
It's very
I was
true.
watching that and I was like, if I was that McCree,
yeah.
you would
That's
kind
so
of be dead.
aggressive. Just because like he was in such retreat mode. He was turned away from me, running
Yeah.
away as fast as he could. So I
Exactly.
chased him down.
So
Yeah.
it was good. It was good. That was a
Yeah,
good play on you.
But it's a fair concern of
Yeah, I know.
Flash.
She's definitely right. Like, if she has
Shot.
flash, if he's any kind of good, you'd probably just die there.
Yeah.
But I will tell you to go for that every time. Like, that risk is so worth it. To me. He's one, so like, yeah, just kill him. You know. And you had Boop again. Like, Boop is so strong. He can't. If you boop him and he flashes you, he's not. The odds of him landing a double headshot while he's booping back in midair is going to be tough. I like it. Like, she's totally right, but I do.
Yeah.
I would tell you to definitely go for it again.
I really like how aggressive you are.
I love it.
Also,
I love
like,
aggressive Lucio.
sometimes it's almost too dangerous.
Oh, it's hell
But you know
yeah,
what?
too dangerous.
I was
But
thinking
you know
it's
what?
a little bit easier
You
to come
can
back.
train when to not be aggressive. It's
Yeah.
good to have discretion, especially with
Right.
Lucio.
Yes.
Lucios that are on, like, when I'm Widow on high ground or something, and I see this, like, Lucio bouncing in front of me, guess what?
Exactly.
It
Just keep it in
takes my
moderation.
mind on, like, away from actually shooting heads to worrying about, okay, are you gonna come from the back, front? That's probably too much to think about right now, but, like, it is, Lucio is such a good distract. I hate Lucios. So,
Yeah.
love Anna's, killing Anna's, hate Lucios. So, sorry, fun
Yeah.
fact.
No, you're
That's
good.
true.
I mean, look at this guy. He's in their spawn. We haven't decapped A yet. I love it. Don't do this in scrim, but it's hilarious.
No. Yeah.
I love it. Get that old shards, dude. Heck yeah.
New defense point. Objective B.
Oh no, you boop this Ryan. No, go over there. No, go. Boop him. Kill him. Boop him back this way. Oh please. Oh man,
Way out
dude.
of the fight.
Yeah.
That
And
was
you
nice.
shout, and you shout to the heavens that he should die. Somehow he did, but man, they could have been so much cleaner. And so, yep, be on high ground. We don't want to be in main. Is our Orisa even here? I don't even know. Okay, she
Thanks,
is.
Dennis.
Don't go in here with the Mei, please.
I could have
Don't.
gotten walled off.
Yes, don't go in here with a Mei. Stay outside and just shoot her. Just shoot her. Yeah. Just. Yep. She don't ever go into an enclosed space with a Mei. And she. Yeah. Oh man.
Yep.
Unfortunate. Definitely still winnable for your team.
Rally to my position.
And I remember the score. They don't take this. Oh my gosh.
Nope.
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't.
Check this out.
And they
I
even just
think I
killed
remember
Reaper.
getting really frustrated because I was like, how did we not? Like, we had it. And I think, frankly, if I was there, we would have survived it.
Oh, let's break it. Turn!
Yep.
No one helped you with that May either. Damn.
Yeah. This is just back up target focus. I can already see it now. I think he amped out of panic, but there was no one to amp heal there. Everyone was full HP. We could have, like, here's definitely a situation where we would amp heal, but it was at the wrong time here.
Mm.
Oh, it sucks, dude, man. Super annoying.
Yeah, I was just so frustrated at losing this round because we had it. We were up 5-0.
Yeah.
There's 5 of us on point. We lost the fight. We lost the round.
Double time.
One.
My will made
Attackers
real.
incoming. Defend objective A.
I guess I played Moira.
She 100% should have died. That May should have totally walled her off. So yeah, now we're Moira. Also fine. But, new round, new everything. New fights. The analyzer comp. What are we thinking here?
Well, we got a lot of healing. Not a mobile comp. Soldier can run, but that's about it. Monkey can jump, but no one's there to help him get out of that if he's jumps into a bad situation.
Right. So yeah, you're correct.
Why did they go monkey? We have a Reaper. Or wait, we're
We're the
blue,
left
right?
side. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
blue.
What? I don't get this. But
I don't
okay,
either.
sorry.
It makes sense.
Ryan monkey and then Arissa monkey? Trust me, comp does not get better in higher comp. Higher race.
Comp and
You still get this random ass tank lineup. But you get more roadhogs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the DPS people flexing to tank, but they play Roadhog, so they can still do damage and not die. So yeah, you're right in assessing the comp, but now I have to ask, why did you pick Moira?
I don't really remember why I picked Moira. I think we were talking about it at the beginning of the fight, just to pump out even more healing. I mean, yeah, I think that's why we talked about it.
Okay.
And I think this was more so of just like it was partially like just agree with them to
Shut
not,
them up.
yeah, just to shut people up and not make people flame.
Yeah, no, I totally get that in ranked, and I'm okay with that. But let's talk through why, in general, this is bad. So, why do you think this might be bad? Like, just, yeah, why would you think Moira with this comp is suboptimal?
It's a slow cop. We're not mobile for the most part. So we need to
That's
be able to
one,
get out
right?
quick.
All right. Who else? Who on this team? Who are the people on this team that make you less useful than if you were someone else? If that makes sense.
Who on this team makes us
Yeah,
less useful?
makes Moira less useful than if you were another support.
The Baptiste, he's already gonna put out enough healing.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's silver gold. They always say heals, 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 heals. But when I hear heals, 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 I hear feed, 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 feed. Because all heals do is delay the inevitable. It's all healing does. If you're feeding, you're just so if your team is badly positioned, it doesn't matter how many heals you're going to do. All you're doing is buffing this number up for all of their characters because they're just feeding on that damage that you're repairing,
Yeah.
right? Because you have so many heals, they're getting so much all charge if you're playing in terrible positions, and which is what silver and golds and that's what they do. They think their positioning is perfect and that they just need heals so they can pump out damage. No, their positioning is trash. That's where they're always taking damage, and that's why they think that they need heals when they just need to fix their positioning. So now, because we decide to go double heals, we lose utility, which is far more valuable. That is needed. That's why you have a main support and an off support. Because the off support has, man heals, but they offer utilities. And Yada has Discord, Mercy has damage boost. Well, she's actually main heals, but, well, arguably. Um, and then Lucio has speed. So you guys have lost either speed, damage boost, or Discord, or Brig armor, which is all are very good abilities and all can help you win a game. But we have given that up for not even that much healing because you and Baptiste all will just be stealing the heals from each other. So neither one of you are really ever going to get your ults fast because you're stealing heals from each other. So now,
Gotcha.
like, even though we got heals, we're actually working against each other.
Okay.
We sank our comp running double heals because neither one of you are going to be able to get your really fast charging ults. I mean, you're going to get them, but if it's going to be much slower than if just one of you were getting the heals. So yeah, Zenyatta would have been fine, Lucio would have been fine, Mercy would have been fine, better than Moira here. Or I mean, the back could have switched too, but we're just talking about you here. But I get you went because of the team in ranked, and I get it. That's totally fine. Um, but just so you understand why this is bad, we talked about it.
Yeah. That makes
So
sense.
yeah, cool. I mean, so they've got a Zenyatta. It doesn't freaking matter how much heals you have now. They've got a Zenyatta. If he discords someone, they're just gonna die. A Zenyatta Discord is still terrible. It's 20% damage to the other 5 people in their comp. Uh, your heals don't matter. Discord is just still terrible. It's still one of the best abilities in the game. So yeah. So we need to look at their comp. What is their comp really good at doing? Or not good? Who knows?
Oh, there we go. Sorry, it was loading. Uh, so their comp, they're running Ride Monkey, which is a little strange, but they're gonna do good at sort of like, I'd say, brawling. Their Reaper May. It's gonna slow people down a lot and just do a lot of damage up close, but they got to be up close and personal.
Yep, you're correct.
All of
Now,
them require.
go ahead.
I was just saying, like their 2 tanks and their 2 DPS all require people to be up close and personal.
hmm Yeah, you're correct. Um, and just so for a little fun, uh, if we so they're a brawl comp as pretty much as like we said. Um, what do brawl comps hate? Do you remember?
Um, they hate high ground, right? They hate when we can
Uh,
sit
y-
away from them from a distance.
yeah, the distance is what I'm looking for. Right. Like you're like the
Okay,
distance is the word I'm looking for. Um,
which we don't
who
really, we're not super prepared for.
not super prepared for, but we are semi prepared for, and we have a May. So, our if we were to keep our distance, we have a very good chance at just stalling these guys out and never letting them even, get to us. Um, because what are they missing in their comp that Brawl would really like to have because their weakness is his distance?
Well, a Lucio.
Yeah, why?
They can move fast, go
Exactly.
into the get up and close really fast, and
Heck yes.
get out fast.
Yep. Remember, Brawl comps, especially Ryan, they hate distance. They hate just being peppered as they're trying to get to you because their shields and their cooldowns and stuff have to be used just to get to you, right? So imagine they're not Lucio. Imagine if you were Lucio.
We
They
just run away.
never touch you. You
Yeah.
guys can kite from choke, then you guys go back a little bit and kite from the side of the hut. You guys go back and then kite from all the way to the back of point. They never touch you guys. They can't. They physically can't get to you. Besides Winston, and he's gonna die as soon as he jumps in. Um, so yeah, like again, I know you know, just this is just so we can see and again dissect this comp. This is what I really want you guys to start like learning when you scrim is dissecting their comps and realizing their strengths and weaknesses. Like when there's a reason why I put the comp names in terms like shield break. I don't want to say Kree Hanzo or Kree Junkrat, Hondo Junkrat. Like I want you guys to think conceptually, not
Hmm.
comp wise. I don't care about comps. I want you guys to be smart and learn how to dissect these things, right? So if we see that they don't have a Lucio and we have a Lucio, our game plan should totally be formed around how can we play so they can never touch us? Because they
Yeah.
can't. They physically can't. That's why Speed Boost is broken. They actually can't touch you. They can't get to you. That's why Lucio in Overwatch League has a 90% pick rate. Because he's a must pick. If the enemy
Yeah.
team has a Lucio, the enemy team that does not have a Lucio dies. They lose 100% of the time. It's actually impossible not to lose.
Mm.
Right? So that's why Lucio's so strong. So yeah, that's why just speed in general is so strong. And that's just thinking like that is what I really want us to get to. But yeah, so enough of that. Yeah, unfortunately your team begging you to go Moira is what sank the team. So, and so yeah, Moira things. I love that you throw orb. I want you to spam purple orb whenever you don't need orb for the fight. Whenever you
Yeah.
don't need heal orb for the fight, you spam purple orb and you get that ult charge.
Hmm.
So yes, that's 100% what I want you to be doing. Good job not healing it because she didn't need it. People would probably flame you right now for being purple Moira, but it's perfectly fine. That was a damage orb opportunity.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
the wrong orb.
Okay, cool. No, that's fine. Yeah, that happens. It's all good. So yeah, don't walk in front of your tank, please. Don't do this. Okay, then he just boots you, unfortunately. Yeah, this is fine. You played that near perfect. Yeah, this is great. I love that whole sequence. Yep, get behind your tank, get behind the wall, shield something. Yep, throw those up. Yep, huge.
Enemy contact.
So you've probably gotten like 20 extra ult charge off of your purple orbs alone. So
Yeah.
which gives you coalescence much faster than the other Moira.
I
Right?
had 17% charge when Baptiste had like 2, just because of like the first orb.
Yeah, that's how it is. As you climb, it's going to be, it gets to be, how can I get my ult faster than my counterpart?
Yeah. Which I'm
And so
twice as far.
yeah, so that's what you guys and then like even supports in a losing fight. There's really no reason for that to happen unless they die first. Like,
Hmm.
you both are just outputting heals. You're not like both of you are doing like severe amount of damage. You should never double the other support. And like the supports obviously should be the last to die. So you shouldn't out heal her by double or out ult charge her by double. That's crazy. So
Yeah.
She just played really bad, but you played really well with your purple orbs, and that's what got you double over her. Do you know how Moira's heal works? Do you know exactly what it is? Well, yeah, just
Well,
describe
yeah,
it to me.
it's sort of a lasting thing. So like when you hit, it's not full heal in a second. It's
Uh-huh.
spread out over time.
Right.
Yeah, you have a
Okay.
limited amount of it, but
Cool. Yeah, Phantom didn't know that. Just so you know.
oh, okay.
FYI. So yeah, a cool thing you can do is before the fight, when you think the fight start, just puff the whole team. Just one tap of your spray, and because it is a heal over time, you start. That's how you help them heal up the poke damage already, and you don't have to like you start regenerating your resource while your team's being healed up from that poke damage that they're taking.
Mhm.
So just something to start doing when the fight starts. Just puff your team real quick. And then, do you know about the orb animation cancel into all coalescence?
Uh, I don't know if it. I didn't know it canceled.
Yeah, so you can throw an orb, and as soon as you orb, you can coalescence.
Okay.
And we'll demonstrate it. I'll demonstrate it for you at a later date. But it's a lot more amount of healing when you heal orb than coalescence. Like
Yeah.
your team is darn near invincible. So it's pretty good. So you want to get in the habit of, if you have orb up, uh, orb coalescing, you never not want to do it. And then you want to think, okay, can I wait 3 more seconds for my orb to come off cooldown so I can orb coalesce? It's pretty important.
Mhm.
You really want to do that if you get the chance.
Yeah.
I believe I'm okay with this. So I know you're originally trying to do coalescence with their team. But yeah, you want to coalescence when they can't run away from you, which is about right now. Yeah, so this is perfect time, yeah. And then you heard Reaper, that's fine. And you force him out, yeah, that's fine. That's like, it's not a, it feels like it's a waste of coalescence. It's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw Ryan, but he was low. So if you didn't get May walled off, I would have liked you to have gone for and just legit just forget the rest of your team and kill Ryan. So he is less than half health here.
Mhm.
So you can just coalesce him to death. Yeah, so just unfortunate. But if you didn't get walled off, I would have preferred you to make that move. I don't know if you would have or not, but I would have hoped you would have gone for that shot there and just killed him.
Yeah.
And so and also realize that Moira's coalescence has range. I saw you go forward there into May. Just like you get a speed buff when coalescing. You don't have to go into her. Just stay back. Like you press W here. Press S
Yeah.
key. Yeah. Your coalescence has a huge range, like 20 to 25. That's longer than that actually. I think 25 or 30. So yeah, just stay back and use coalescence from a distance. Keep yourself out of danger. And then, so Fade is a really crucial ability for Moira. You don't want to just use it willy-nilly. You really want to use it only if you have to save yourself.
Yeah.
Good teams will absolutely target you if you use Fade, 100%. Their mics will be screaming Moira no Fade, and they're coming for you.
Yeah.
So you really don't want to use Fade unless you have to. And that's also going to be parts, your Lucio's job should be, if he was Lucio, his job is to protect you and help you not have to use Fade. So that's just going to be support synergy. So your
Yeah.
support should be looking out for you, so you can keep pumping heals into the team. But yeah, we used Fade there and we didn't need to. We weren't in any danger at all.
Yeah. Just so you know, I gotta get going in a couple minutes, but
Okay, no problem. There's not much more to look at anyway.
Get into position.
okay.
60 seconds.
Let them up.
Yeah, we didn't need fade there, right? We were running into danger. Could have just stayed where we were. Reaper's dead. We're here. No needed to use fade. Actually, we could have just sat there and killed the Lucio. Really try. Cause see now you're primaled. He
Yeah.
could just hit you in the corner now and just primal you to death. Cause you have no fade. We really don't want to use fade unless we don't have to. And see if we had fade there, we could have dodged May, right? So things like that. That fade, using fade kills you. Oh, did they take this?
Yeah, I think they cap it here.
Oh my gosh.
30 seconds.
Unfortunate. Oh, that sucks.
No. We were able to get back in. Then we lost it.
Yeah. That's nothing you could have done there. Okay. So yeah, I recorded the VOD, so I will upload it and let you have the link so you can just watch it back anytime you want to. I try to always
Okay.
record my VOD reviews. But yeah, generally with Lucio, just look for opportunities. Just analyzing their team, or analyzing our team first. Okay, who has moving cooldowns and who's stationary. That'll let me know who I need to help and when. And then looking at their team and seeing, hey, who is a really good boop opportunity and who do I need to defend from, right? If there's Reaper, he's definitely someone. Monkey jumping, I can probably boop him into a bad position, things like that. If Ryan's out of position, I can wall ride up to him and boop him and then wall ride back to my team. So looking for opportunities as Lucio, and then try not to amp heals. If my main heals are alive, I'm going to not amp heal. If my main heal is in a position to heal my team up, I'm not going to amp heal because I really need my speed boost. So
Yeah.
I would focus on those things for Lucio.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
Cool, dude.
Thank you a lot.
No, anytime, man. And appreciate you coming and
Yeah.
letting me VOD review you.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Yeah. Free to go. Appreciate it, and you have a good night, dude.
Yeah, you too.